All right, today we are pulling back the velvet rope on your digital life to meet the unsung hero of online security, the digital bouncer. Ever wonder how your apps just know it's you and keep everyone else out? Well, let's dive in.
Seriously, just think about that for a second. You tap on your banking app, and boom, it instantly recognizes you and not, some random person. How does it do that? The answer is this really sophisticated security process that, honestly, works a lot like a bouncer at a super exclusive club.
At the very heart of all this magic are things called APIs. The easiest way to think of them is as these digital doorways that connect all your different apps. They're what let your weather app get the forecast, your social media app get updates, and most importantly, your banking app connect safely to your account.
And that right there, that is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? With all these doorways flying open all the time, security is everything. You absolutely need a smart, reliable system to manage who gets in and what they're allowed to do. And this is where our digital bouncer comes in, a process we call identity and access management.
So what's the very first job of any good bouncer? They check the guest list, right? In the digital world, that means we first have to define exactly who, or even what, is allowed to even approach the front door.
Look, security always starts with identity. If you don't have a crystal clear definition of every single person or even every automated service that might try to access your system, well, you're basically leaving the door unlocked for anyone to just wander in.
And our whole club metaphor works perfectly for breaking down these user types. The super admin, that's the club owner. They have total control. The admin is the floor manager, making sure everything's running smoothly. The user, that's you, a valued guest just there to enjoy the party. A read-only user can only peek through the window. And the service account? Think of it like a robotic waiter, programmed to do one specific job, like delivering drinks and nothing else.
And this difference in power is absolutely critical. A super admin holds the master key to everything, while a read-only user literally can't touch anything. Setting up this clear hierarchy from the start is the foundation for preventing people from ending up where they don't belong.
Now, this is not a set-it-and-forget-it kind of deal. Smart security means you are constantly auditing your guest list, checking who's on it, and then remediating, which is just a fancy word for fixing, any weaknesses you find. It's a never-ending cycle.
Okay, so someone shows up at the door. They say their name is on the list. The bouncer's next job is pretty obvious, right? They gotta prove it.
This whole verification process has a name. It's called authentication. It is the digital version of a bouncer taking your ID, looking at the photo, and making sure it's actually you standing there.
But here's the thing about the digital world. One form of ID is rarely enough. That's why you always hear about multi-factor authentication. It's like the bouncer not only checking your ID, but also asking for a secret code that was just sent to your phone. Honestly, this is why so many data breaches happen. Attackers steal a simple password, and without that second check, they can just walk right in.
And there it is again, that security mindset. You have to constantly audit your ID checks. Is a simple password good enough? Almost certainly not. So you remediate by adding stronger methods like MFA, and you document absolutely everything.
Okay, so you're on the list, your ID checks out, and you are inside the club. That's great. But that doesn't mean you can just waltz into the VIP lounge, the kitchen, or the owner's private office. For that, you need the right keys.
This is the huge difference between getting in the door, authentication, and what you can do next. Authentication gets you in. Authorization decides which doors you can open once you're inside. It's a completely different level of security. And this is a perfect example of what's called role-based access control, or RBAC for short. Our admin, the floor manager, can both see and delete data, but a regular user, our guest, can only see the data. They can't change or delete anything. Each role gets a special keycard programmed with the exact permissions they need and absolutely nothing more.
And you guessed it, this brings us right back to our security mindset. You have to constantly audit those permissions. Is anyone walking around with a key they don't really need? That's how major insider threats happen. So you remediate, making sure every single role has only the minimum access necessary to do its job. We call this the principle of least privilege.
So we've got our guest list, we've got our ID check, we've got the right keys. There is one final critical layer. All the conversations happening inside the club, all the data being passed back and forth has to be protected from eavesdroppers. It needs to be spoken in a secret language. This is a massive risk. I mean, what if a hacker manages to listen in on the conversation between your app and the server? They could just snatch your password, your access token, your digital keycard, and use it to walk right through the front door.
If your password is sent out just like this in what we call plain text, it's like you're shouting the secret password across a crowded room. Anybody who's listening can grab it. It's just incredibly vulnerable. But this is what that very same password looks like when it's encrypted. It's complete gibberish. That's the power of cryptography. It scrambles the data into unreadable nonsense for anyone who doesn't have the secret decoder key.
And for our final security cycle, you audit your data transmission. Is everything being scrambled? This means using protocols like TLS, which is basically like sending all your data across the internet inside a locked armored truck. If it's not, you remediate and you make sure all those digital conversations stay completely private.
So, when you put all of these steps together, the guest list, the ID check, the keys, the secret language, you're not just hiring a bouncer anymore. You're building a multi-layered digital fortress, and it's all designed to protect your most valuable information.
So, let's wrap this up. What are the key takeaways? First, define your users with a solid guest list, because you can't protect what you haven't defined. Second, verify everyone's identity with a tough ID check to keep imposters out. Third, limit their access with the right keys, so a guest can't just wander into the owner's office. Fourth, protect all your data with a secret language to stop anyone from listening in. And finally, and this is the most important one, remember that security is never, ever finished. You have to always be auditing and improving.
From your email to your bank account, these digital bouncers are on duty for you 24/7. So the next time you log in somewhere, maybe just take a second to appreciate that complex, invisible fortress that's working around the clock to keep your digital life safe and secure.